Right, hello all, this is your guide to G5. Let's look at each section. Firstly, there's the noun section there, which you can see, then the verbs on the second one, and finally some kind of thing. Revision, this is persons, I, you, he, and that sort of thing. So three sections. The first two, new stuff, all about singular and plural. Right, so the first section is about nouns, the singular and plural of nouns. You have to say whether it's one of the two we know already, whether it's the nominative singular or the accusative singular, or whether it's the new nominative plural. How do we do that? Well, let's go across to our knowledge pack on the left. This is the back page of the Stage 5 language booklet. This tells us what the endings are for the three in question. Okay. And we've learnt already that the M's on the end are the accusative singular. Those three ought to be familiar for the nom-sing. So the new ones are the new ones you have to know for the new column of nominative plural. Once that's done, we can go over here. Let's knock off the easy one. So the M's on the end are going to be accusative singular. So let's put that one in. The ones we know from before, like us and puella, that kind of thing, are going to be nominative singular. Remember canis. And the new ones here, we've got feminae, which is like puellae over here. So that's one of the new plural ones. As is canes for the third declension and domini for the second declension. Just prove that again. There's our seri, like domini, and there's our canes, the plural of dog. Right, here's the middle section, question 2, the section that was missing before. Here we go. As you can see, it's working out which person the verb forms are, whether it's first, second and third. That's all stuff from stage 4, which you ought to know. Adding in the third person plural, the they form. And to work it out, you go across to the grammar that you should have learnt by now, and you can see this is all stage 4. So OST is I, you, she, and the same, and also with the verb to be MST. Remember that slight irregularity there. But the new one, the third person plural, is NT. So you've got to check when there's a T on the end, whether it's NT or T, and then you'll be fine. So let's go and do that now. There we are. So let's write in green. Okay, so the O, we remember, is I, first person singular. So let's go for that one. Are there any S's? Which you know, second person singular. There's an S, so let's bung that one in there. Now T's. Okay, remember we're after T for this column here. We're after T that isn't NT. So we've got, well, that one doesn't work. That's NT. That's T, NT, and T. So the two that are T, D and F, we can put those in as third person singular, and the other two, the NT ones, are third person plural. Okay, so NT there and NT there is this over here, and that should do you. Good. And finally, we kind of put it all together, and we try and work out how these sentences are translated. So again, it's good to start with the easy ones. So if you know that O on the end means I, then we can find an I over here, so we can join those two up. Then if you know that the S on the end is you singular, we have a U over here. So let's do that. And then you might know also, I hope so by now, that the T, just a plain T on the end, means he or she. Now here, there's no he or she here, but the dog is a third person singular. The dog is a he, isn't it, or a she? And canis is their nominative, so the dog greets. That kind of fits as well. So let's do that. And that leaves two left, both of them NT or they forms. Now, let's think carefully. This one, canem salutant, that means they greet, and the canem is accusative singular. So that must mean the dog is the object, one dog, and the object. So that must be they greet the dog. And hey presto, we have one over here, so let's do that. And the last one, just to check, that again is they greet. This time canes is the nominative plural, isn't it? It's the dogs. So the dogs are this time doing the greeting. So over here we have the dogs greet. So that joins up there. All done.